El Maestro Speaks.
El Maestro Speaks
El Maestro Speaks.
Podcast.
And we are recording. So, Ma'am Sheryl Joy Sacla, the author of itong sa mga nanonood, okay, na may video feed. Okay. Polannos. Ano yung Polannos?
You actually have to read it.
Ano, the term Polano, is it the name or ay parang ano yun?
End part, actually, yung nabasa ko, Polano means you don't know their name, right? You don't know their name, so Polano, parang ganun. Yeah, you don't actually know their names, you just call them Polano, Polana.
Parang kumbaga sa English, John Doe
Yeah.
or Jane Doe.
Jane Doe, yeah.
See. So before we go to your book, so alam mo ba na yung apelyido mo at yung apelyido ko yung apelyido mo at apelyido ko, isang letra lang magkakapalit. Yan. Pero parehas sila ng ibig sabihin.
Yeah.
Natinag ng mananatnag. So from where is Ma'am Sheryl?
From Mudayan, Jo.
Montaya. So born and bred ka dito sa Buguias. Talagang pure na Buguias. And so you started your elementary here. Oo, elementary. Ano yung mga parang memories mo dun during those times? Elementary.
Siguro memories ko doon.
This podcast is brought to you by St. Lucie Multi-Purpose Cooperative. They have their branch at Mankayan and the sub-office at the second floor of ABC Building, Palmville, Buguias, Trinidad, Benguet.
Grandparents, their stories, and then
Mahilig ka na rin, nagdumdumag ka pa siya.
kasla tamo ko di start kaya nga I became interested with books, stories, kapag yung stories of parents, uncles, let's say
Ano yung mga legends na napapakinggan mo ng bata?
legend.
Yung mga istorya ng...
Ito siguro nga na-interest ako legend ko King Agindang.
Oh, yeah. Can you share that to people?
But at that time, hindi ko pa alam na King Agindang kasi walang mention na name. They just mention na may malaki big bird, big bird, and then intayab na jay tao. Gay lang tinangnang ko until I read the book na souvenir book ng fiesta.
That's the time you found out na King.
Yeah, na that's the name pala.
Do you think that's true? Kasi napakinggan ko rin yun eh. Tapos, ano yun? Tuldo yung pangalan ng bird.
Yeah.
Pero, ang ano ko is, parang, totoo ba?
Para sa akin, I think, kasi hindi naman, as in kasi yung tuldo na definition nila, big bird, walang specific. An eagle or something like that. So, possible.
Possible. Ang iniisip ko rin, may kwento rin yung tatay ko na doon sa isang bahay daw ng World War II veteran. May nakita siyang big na yung beak ng bird. I don't know, it's about this big. Sabi niya. And then, parang yun lang yung daw. Tapos sinabi daw nung World War II veteran na ng tuldo, pick off tuldo. So, tapos kwento niya yun, tapos sinasabi niya, posible siguro yun noong unang panahon. Kasi yung mga tao noong unang panahon, maliliit daw sila. Hindi naman katulad ko na, siyak siguro. Siyak siguro, handa nga maitayab siya. But then, during those times ka daw na maliliit daw yung mga tao. So, Yung bird naman is not targeting yung human per se. Yung pig, na hawak-hawak niya sa pasiking ba?
Pasiking on.
Yan, di mo tintiin tayab na. And then, yung cliff kung saan siya dinala is dito raw sa Buguias.
Bakulungan Norte.
Okay. So, ito iliyumot lang.
Nag-game lang the possibilities young man ba or little boy kasi they different versions na
Kung maliit siya. And then, ano yun, 3 months daw na nawala, no? 3 months ba yun?
Pas lang hindi lang dajay time nga na kayan anjay little birds nga tumayab. Basta di lang ito tinangikuan ka ti time o specific
3
time.
months. Basta hindi, because for those who does not know the story, that young man was being carried by a big bird, was brought to a cliff where that big bird's living. And then may mga anak siya doon. And then he lived with the bird. Yeah. Eating whatever food that the mother bird will bring. Accordingly, he is, kasi meron siyang bolo, he will take the liver, yung mga inner, liver, the heart, that's what he's going to eat. And then the rest, he will give it to the young birds, the chicks. And after such time, the little birds are now trying to flap their wings, training themselves how to fly. And then, correct me if I'm wrong here, he tied 2 birds to his arms and then jumped on the cliff. And of course, the bird will flap their wings, controlling his fall. Kaya nakatakas siya. So that's the story of Tiking Agindang. You heard that when you were little.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, hawan nga iti ko kasi nga wala tayong libro na nag-ano ng ganun, no? Walang storybooks.
Yeah.
I don't even know kung during the time na namin the TV, big books, because in the DepEd, marang big book. Hindi ko alam kung may gumawa ng ganun. Very interesting story naman. Yeah.
So, pasla di hunting lang ngayon. Agi compile ako.
Yeah. So that will be your next project, Igorot.
Thesis ko.
Thesis nyo.
Thesis ko kaya I'm looking for stories talaga, legends, specifically dito yung Buguias.
Buguias. Yung mga parang influential teachers mo in the elementary, yung mga malalagit mo. Usually. Yeah. Meron.
Maybe, siguro sa high school.
Sa high school.
Sa high school, sila yung parang nag-encourage, ganon, mambayan. Bayan. Ganun siya yung nasa memory ko talaga.
So, nagtuturo pa ba? Si mambayan. Yeah, shout out sa'yo. Si Madam Laswa. Yeah, the next question is, paano ka nahilig sa writing?
Sa writing.
Or, nung bata ka pa ba, talagang may sinusulat ka na? Or?
Hindi, high school.
High school.
High school, pero lang, yung para lang sa'yo na words, gano'n.
Alam mo na, Dear Diary.
Pero so, nag-start sa diary, elementary diary. Pero parang it came naturally kasi mahilig akong makinig sa stories and then parang it came naturally kasi where will it go? Parang pag napapakinggan ko and then what will happen? Parang ganun siguro yung mindset ko. Kaya came into writing. Pero nung high school, hindi ako nakiko-compete ng essay. Walang ganun. Wala.
Just talagang pure na writing.
Oo. Para lang sa akin. Minabasa ko lang ako ng ganun.
Yeah, because actually, ang sa akin lang din is, this podcast was parang born because of that. We are actually the same. In the sense na, yan, gusto ko rin magsulat, pero I was not, boys. Will always be boys in there in high school. Yung okay lang sa amin na yung 75, ang sarap di sobra. Yeah. So, I'm not into parang sulat ka for competition. I'm not actually into competition up until now. Pero nagsusulat din ako. There are times na nagsusulat din ako and I like writing too. Ang problema, nung tumatagal, parang, sumadot ka na eh. So, and yun na lang. Paano kung i-record ko na lang, mag-istorya ako. I-record ko na lang, di ibagbaga, mag-istorya, i-record ko na lang, and then, yun na lang. And then, yun na. Bilang anak na yung Maestro Speaks. So, what was the first na maalala mo na first na sinulat mo na parang, you're so proud nung high school ka na? Ito yun, parang, meron ba? Baka love letter.
Wala.
Love letter.
Awan. Ngayon, iko lang. Hindi college study ay hindi talaga nga nagrugi acting course ko. Actually, hangko mo nga na course nga writing. Literature and language. So, basta in-enroll ko, tas na-find out ko, ay, dito gaya, mararami dyan.
So, your course accordingly is, tingnan ko ngayon, asan yun?
BA English.
BA English, sorry. BA English. Ano yan, BA?
Bachelor of Arts.
Bachelor of Arts in English, major in Language Literature. The University of Baguio. So, paano mo pinili ito? Parang,
Well, at the time, kasi parang hindi ko alam na meron yan. Pero nung mag-enroll na ako, parang wala akong pipiliin. Kaya, sige na, education major in English. I thought that was it. Pero iba pala.
So, anong tawag nito? Ito ba yung parang sinasabi nilang happy accident? Kumbaga.
Oo. Kasi parang, sige, education na in English, yun yung ano ko. Pero iba pala iba yung secondary major in English.
Yes.
Parang
Anong focus nito? Ignorante ako dito. Ano yung parang focus nyo dito?
Focus talaga namin literature. Kasi world literature, Philippine literature, Afro-Asian literature, English literature, yun yung mostly na namin, more on reading, literatures talaga. And then language.
Boring ang buhay niya dito.
Pero, if you like it na, boring.
I'm happy. So you will be studying Edgar Allan Poe, ganon.
American literature.
Alam mo bang I relate to that guy? I can only write if...
Oh my gosh naman.
Yeah, I relate to that guy. Medyo sulky na. Back when I was writing in a column and then nung binubuhay ko pa yung nagsusulat ako dun sa WordPress, I cannot write. Nandyan ako. Basta yung mga lugar dyan. Ako lang yung tao dyan na nakaganyan sa tablet niya habang gumagan. I don't know. Buti nung nag-asawa ako, natanggal ko na. Yung medyo ag-stricto ni bakit ko. Iwasan mo na yung alak. Di ko na And ano yung mga piece na sinusulat mo nung you were in college? Because you were focused on writing. So parang na-amplify na yung urge mo to write.
Actually, kasi college, diba? Yes, nakafocus kami sa writing, reading. Pero at that time kasi, you're submitting because they require it.
Yeah.
Right? They have a specific theme, so you write about that theme.
Good ka talaga.
So, when na-enhance siguro the imagination mo kasi hindi lang naman lahat na experience mo. And then ngayon lang na parang, I will write what I want. Like that.
Yes. So parang ngayon ka lang nagkaroon ng freedom to do what you want. This is what I want to write. That's the birth of this book.
Yeah.
Polannos. How did you come with the concept? Paano nag-start ito?
Talagang kasi nung elementary days pa kasi yung about sa to gano'n. And that stuck with me kasi real life experience. Real life experience na nung kaya nag-start to. Kasi nung elementary ako, I remember na parang may dumating na hindi ko naabutan sila. Pero yung father ko, yung dinatnan nila. Dumating sila sa farm kasi, sa garden. Garden ng tatay ko, yung specific na place na hinahanap nila. And then may ano daw siya, kukuha nila bones, ganun, Japanese bones.
Yeah.
Kaya sinabi nila na may Japanese and then may kasamang translator na Filipino. Yun yung parang ma-remember ko. Kaya ma-remember yung tatay ko at sila rin yung naghukay, gano'n.
And
merong nakuha silang bones. Pero yun nga, yung parang after that, parang naisip ko, natanong ko rin, where did it go? Parang gano'n. Kasi at the time, hindi namin alam. Basta kukunin lang yung bones and then yun.
So, yeah, in your book, I was reading it a while ago. So, the title is Polannos Take Them Back Home. Or Please Bring Them Back Home. You're talking about parang dun sa mga bone hunters. For those who are listening, para magkaroon tayo ng context dito. Yung kinikwento ni Ma'am is, there's a Japanese bone hunter. Tama ba? Na pumunta ng Buguias because Buguias during the World War II is parang one of the place,
Kasi nagdaanda na
right. And then a lot of Japanese soldiers na namatay were buried here in Buguias. And yung mga trabaho ng bone hunters is that they are collecting yung bones of those Japanese soldiers with the objective of bringing them home.
Yeah.
And your question here is, how sure are they?
Yeah. And, tapos yun nga, search ulit ako. Yung parang bone hunters is not, kasi diba, it's for sale. Parang, yung,
explain to me, paano yun?
yung nabasa ko, napanood ko kasi, yung may Japanese project talaga na genuine na kukunin nila yung Japanese bones, i-uuwi nila. Pero parang one full set yata ng bones is parang 1,000. Like that. Yeah. So, the other Filipinos na parang gustong magkakita, siguro, they just dug anywhere. Ganun. Yun yung thought ko. And kasi, nasabi rin naman sa nabasa ko, maraming hindi sure.
Kung yun talaga yung... And ano yung parang palatandaan? Meron ba? Yeah, and that is a credible question. Kasi meron ba silang way to parang determine o dumaan ba yan sa DNA testing? Walang.
And then the others yung nabasa ko is siguro meron talaga yung nag-DNA testing. Pero yung iba kasi parang niloko nila yung other country kasi yung parang cremate
Immediately.
Yeah, and then send.
Oh yeah. Pag cremation, sirang-sira na yung DNA dyan. Wala ka nang makukuha. So, cremate na nila, and then send na, and then sasabihin nilang nakuha nila dito sa place.
Pero yun nga, yun din yung nagtataka ako kasi is yung pinuntahan nila sa garden ng tatay ko, specific place. So, how did they know? Parang gano'n.
How did they know?
Kasi specific na tinanong nila yung part na yun. Kasi yung part ng garden na yun, wala ng tatay ko na parang may nakalibing doon kasi nga yung kind of soil yan.
Medyo loose.
Oo. Pero hindi niya alam kung
Igorot.
Yeah.
Or kung Japanese.
Ganun.
Wala namang pagkakakilala. When it was dug, ano ba siya? Parang meron ba siyang mga damit? O wala na talaga?
Pero yun nga yung tinanong ko. Pero are you sure? Parang tinanong ko rin yung tatay ko na Japanese bones talaga yun. Pero yun lang yung parang nag-doubt rin siya kasi sabi niya, then it looks older.
The 1944, 1940s, yes. It might be from 1800s, parang gano'n.
Ninuno mo pala, parang gano'n.
Yeah, and that is a credible question. Paano? Kapag gano'n. parang pinagkwartaan dala.
Tapos di man kasla nilo kung jay other country kasi ila kong kanya na. Kunanda pi manok pamilya na or what.
Sineremonya andan pa. Tapos saan gaya. So this is actually the your book, Polannos, by the way. saan natin matatagpuan ito? I was looking for.
Ay, wala. Ano lang, no, ada order sa agad tarin na lang. Message mi na lang.
Message Ma'am Sheryl Joy sa Facebook niya meron ba?
Sa Messenger.
Actually nandito naman meron, saan ko ba nakita ko yun kanina. Last part. Yes. Joy Sacla and Shery Joy Instagram and Sheryl Sacla at gmail.com. Yon. So your question here, you talk about those people digging the bones, and at the same time you're digging for the truth. Gaano tayo kasigurado na dumaan ba tayo sa local government kayo?
Siguro yung project talaga ng Japanese. May coordination naman sila sa Philippine. Pero yung talagang yung pagkakakitaan lang, yun siguro yung ano lang.
Yun yung parang sumira.
Oo.
Nabanggit mo yung ano doon yung pangalan ng tao sa...
pero yung yung name niya.
Certain Santos.
Oo, siya yung at least parang maano ko kasi siya yung nakaka-coordinate sa Japanese.
We're not accusing we just he is one of the Filipino na nakiko-coordinate sa Japanese for the digging of bones. Yeah. Pero yun nga yung question natin dito is we're digging for this truth. How sure are they na the bones that was there is from the Japanese na hindi ancestors natin?
Kasi sa kanya, sa kay Sir Santos Bayoka, nung nagdadag siya, may with things kasi, with watch, and then, at saka makikita mo yung things na Japanese.
So,
kasi at least, may kasamang materials doon sa bones.
Which is talagang for sure, mangyayari yan because the time na inilibing sila is during a war. They cannot stay there for long. So talagang hukay libing and then iwan mo that you'll come back when pwede. So for sure, nandyan yung mga gamit niya, yung watch, tama, yung mga war paraphernalias niya, mga helmet, tama. Dapat nandun. And then the question yung inaano natin dito is yung one, citing the example na ginamit ko kanina, yung nakuha sa garden niya, is talagang parang it looks older. Though visual, parang just looking at it, parang it looks older. And wala tayong, hindi natin alam kung they've gone through yung scientific way of finding kung talagang Japanese sila.
Tapos di ba nakaka-horror yung thought na hindi pala tapos tinapon lang.
Right. Diba? Parang that is somebody's ancestor. Na parang kabastusan na, kumbaga. And at the same time, yung parang kabastusan na rin, yung niluko mo rin yung kultura ng other nationality. I want to what is your take here? I watched the documentary.
Yung pinabas yan.
Nowhere Yet Everywhere. Actually, ako pa yata yung nagkakat ng mga clips niya. In-upload ko sa TikTok. To SDS Multimedia. Credit ko naman ngayon doon. Hindi ko sinasabing sa akin yun. Pero the reason why I cut that one is, I don't know, yung generation ngayon parang very short ang attention span.
Yeah.
So, talagang ang idea ko dun is I will cut this bit by bit and then upload it to where these young people are thriving, and then I want them to watch it.
Yeah.
I want them to see yung mga sacrifices of these old folks here. I don't know if they're alive. Kung meron pang natitira sa kanila, di ba? Kasi 2016. Parang baka konti na lang sila. Meron pero konti na lang sila. Ang sabi ni Sir Camilo Atos, as for me, my action was that I was able to survive. Meron niya siyang sinabi na the young people does not respect veterans here. How true is that?
The youth does not respect the veterans here. Siguro, not in a sense na does not respect na in such a way na yung parang wala lang kapag ng kagitingan nga.
Yeah, April 9, yes.
It's just a holiday. Parang ganun.
Magsaya lang tayo kasi walang pasok.
Oo, ganun siguro. Pero I don't know kung may other part talaga, Piman, na yung wala na ngayon yung respeto natin sa older people. Ganun.
Right. One thing I think I would say is that people like them, and yun na yung sabi, parang one of the regrets, paano kung sila yung unang pinuntahan ko na maka-istorya? Because they have stories and they want to share that story. Stories of their sacrifices, and they want to be heard. And I think that's one way of, let's say, thanking them of their service. Na thank you for your service and we want to hear your stories. Through your research para sa libro na ito, meron kang mga istorya na tumatak sa'yo? May mga may mga na-interview kang veterans as you went through writing this one?
Dito lang di nabuyak lang. Di lang sayang. Awanti as in na interview.
Ang problema, yun na rin eh. Because this one came last year, 2024. The book?
2025.
25 po, yeah. Yun, hindi natin alam kung meron pa sila. Yun, sayang talaga na ano. Digging for the bones. Aside from digging for the bones na brought about by this, meron ding digging for treasure.
Of course.
Can you share me about that one?
Kasi di ba kasi lang no stories na mga good mga diga. Ay inarang dede kalsada ko bigla nga bimbang.
Meron ba? Meron.
Para kasi stories. I cannot prove it, of course. Yung kasi nga stories ng ang gana tatakot obsessed kita ko Yamashita's treasure. Yung day nga lang na itatakang ka natin Yamashita treasure. But diba during that time it's not his treasure. Parang ganon.
Those are looted treasures.
Yeah, looted treasures.
If it's possible, because may mga historians na magsasabi na he came here on the parang last part of the war.
Yeah.
For 43 or 44, 45. It can be possible that he brought things with him, but it's not a lot. Parang,
they're losing the war at the time.
Yes, they're losing the war at the time. And parang, I don't really think you would be, parang magbabother ka pa na you will carry things going north. And I don't know kung there may be some, which is parang, if there are some treasures na nakita ng mga tao, we cannot say na pagmamayari ni Yamashita. It can be from other officers na nagbury doon. I heard some stories. Actually, meron daw dito, sa banda dito, 3 boxes.
Yung sign na.
Yeah, yung sign na sa bato. So, I don't know kung true, pero meron din ba kayong narinig dito na parang folkloric ng dating, di ba? Meron ba kayong narinig dito sa part ng Buguias na mga accounts? I think one of the most, dito ba sa Buguias yung Buddha's, the Golden Buddha?
Ay, hindi.
Hindi ba dito yan? Ay, akala ko dito.
Hindi yung Bagyo ba?
Bagyo ba? Bagyo.
Sigurot na yung nasukatan.
Oo, yung kinuha ng administration. Tapos, nung binalik,
hindi na nabubuksan
hindi na
yung head.
nabubuksan yung head. So, ayan. Those are one of the story. Yung pinaka-popular na story. Yeah. What do you think of that? Totoo kaya or?
I don't know.
And like, kasi, ang sa akin din is, the person will not go out of its way will not extend too much effort to say things if it's not true.
Kasi, meron talaga.
Sponsor time! So this podcast is brought to you by Dems Auto Performance. Dems Auto Performance Shop offers automotive servicing and verify sila ng kahit anong klase ng sasakyan. Huwag lang eroplano. Located at Alapang Latrina, Benguet. Of course, they also offer off-road servicing. Sa mga naglalaro ng off-road, gustong pa-convert ang sasakyan sa off-road, you can visit Dems Auto Performance at Alapang Latrina, Benguet. Or you can also visit their Facebook page, Dems Auto Performance.
Kaslangan di ada diba J history, J search, they are searching for the Yamashita's gold.
Yeah.
Hindi ay season 2 ko aman pa iti na may biro. Awan pa may biro kundangan.
Doon mo makikita kung gaano kalagaling ang producer kasi nailansakan ni Joy show.
Anong nga years nga inuray ko pa lang dyan season 2 nakatawan.
May possibility siguro eh. Sa akin is, there is, pero yung sasabihin mo na lahat na lang ng lugar dito is meron. I don't think ganun ang itsura. I've been hearing stories about that ever since I was young. Until now, hindi pa rin nawawala. Pinakasikat na yung golden poodle na yun na kinamkam daw nung Marcos Sr. Yeah. Meron din ako dito yata yung may gasoline station daw nung pinilt up yung gasoline station. Ay nung pagpapagawa ng bahay tapos biglang may nakita rin daw. So biglang binmak ng Machita treasure.
Hindi meron ka na. If ever meron na, hindi ba pwedeng nakuha na?
Oh yes,
kasi
tama, di ba?
Ang gana
takot.
Hanggang naalala.
How many places were parang reds or hotspot dito sa Buguias of treasure hunting? Meron pa bang ganun? Parang hotspot ng treasure hunting? Oo.
Basta dati mountain namin ko pagkikita nga dati nag-prospect kasi dyan di dati yung hole dyan mountain punta ako mata ni nilulok lang gapo di ay nagkaka itatry lang kanong nga nag-prospect dito yung Buguias yung awan
wala. Sigurado kung wala.
Baka naalain.
Treasure hunting.
In-try da.
Wala. Hanggang, yung nandun lang sa garden ninyo, yun lang ang talagang meron. Pero hindi ka pa sure kung yun ay talagang tawag nito, happiness or what are the things based on your research? Ano yung parang what do you call this one? Shocking sa'yo. While you're doing your research for your book, ano yung parang shocking sa'yo na nangyari dito sa Buguias during the World War II?
World War II after they nabasa ko nabade. They did not die because of the war. It's because of the hunger.
Right.
After the war, agsubligan, agbakit da kasjay. At jay dumakot na tayo da jay dalan tahan daan kaya nga agsubli. Adaman siguro tiri nagiumay timakan ngam. Jay kaadayo siguro ti nagbitan da kasi ket natay dalang ijay dalan kasjay. Tapos ada ti other part nga na isurat ko matlang hampito. Jay ngay adamot lang tinatay because of the hantay nga nag-explode nga.
Oh, yung mga bombs.
Oo, kasi tas baka agka kasi na natida. Tapos apay nga gana tatakot ada palang mabibiro ka na ngayon.
Right.
From that
2 years ago lang, no?
okay.
Yeah. Life ordinance. Unexploded World War II bombs.
Hindi. Tapos day ko day may sangay kabil ko dito. Day parents because of the war, di ba? Naala amin timakan, pati fern kinandaan pa kasi the thought na lalabas sila, they go out at night to plant kamote. And then secretly, they will do it secretly and they will harvest it again secretly so that they can feed their family. Because all the plants were rooted to be eaten. Their animals were butchered, confiscated.
Confiscated by the Japanese.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the brutality of war. Kaya sa mga nagsasabi na gubatan tayo ti China. Those are the moiety number one nag-suffer when war will come like it. It's not the soldier, it's the civilians. It's us. Kaya hindi natin masasabi ng gubutan tayo ti China. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. I even heard during World War II, one of the, I think, most gruesome stories I've heard is the story of cannibalism.
Yeah.
Nangyari din ba? Kasi sa amin dyan sa Mankind is talagang ganun eh. Kaya yung mga bata daw, kung dahilan daw kung bakit gusto nila yung mga bata mas tender. Naluklok nang, jay lasagda. Yeah. And accordingly, it is start on the inner thighs. Dito sa, kasi mas fleshy. I don't know. Accordingly, sabi nung nagkwento sa akin, ganun eh. And akala ko kwento lang yun ng kwento lang yun parang kwento lang ba na to scare children nung bata kami. Until the certain, I forgot the name of the documentarist sa JMA, nag-document nila sa yung last stand of Yamashita sa Ifugao. And then meron ding tao doon na nagsabi na pati tao nga kinakain nila eh.
Yeah.
Then that's the time that I said, oh, totoo pala yung kwento na yun. That kasi mayroon pang isang account sa amin na yan, basta inbitin nilang kanodya tao. Oh my God, it's like it's like Sunday. It's like Sunday, so na. May kat-deity ng kitaan na wala kanodya. That is both of all of the people back then is suffering. Kung walang pagkain ng civilian, pati sila, ay wala rin silang makain. And then they resorted to cannibalism. Atrocities ng mga Japanese. Sa sa pagre-research mo pa rin sa book mo, ano naman yung parang memorable na stories of Buguias? Hindi mo makakalimutan.
Yung sa earlier part of the war, yung parang saan ko ba nabasa yun? Kay Martin Lewis ba? Yung earlier part ng war, hindi yung parang in peace yung mga tao
With the
Japanese. And then added by the account accordingly, na talagang hindi sila, they are at peace nga, walang war. Pero nung time lang na parang they start to lose the war, they kasla nakikwadaan at birok dati spy, kasjay nag-uyong daan, kasjay tanay nabasbasa pa lang ni Martin Lewis nga ay banda jay kasla ubi kuliaan na ngayon agkarga jay gamit da kasjay
yan ang common yata na trabaho ng mga Igorot noon eh.
Oo.
Cargadores kung nang dagi dili dapat eh.
Tapos jay yung magkarpay malaki sinilay jay nga no they leader diba kasi nukas la adati soldier na nga parigrigata natin civilian kasi sa unang i-reprimand na kasi
Which is, that is during the start.
the earlier part.
Maybe yun na yung they are attacking at all front ko nata Jay. They attack with weapon and then they use diplomacy to control. Yeah, because I heard that story also. May isang older woman sa, hindi ko alam kung buhay pa yun, sa banda sa Kamantagoy noon. Istorya na nga, hindi ang gubat da, dahi ta, pako nga dahi ta. Yeah, pako is pertaining to yung part ng lipato noon sa, she witnessed daw na talagang makita mo yung bullets flying around, especially at night, parang firecrackers yan. And then she also said na nung umpisa daw, mababait sila. Ikanda ka pa iti kay kwartada. And then until such time na hindi bigla kita nga kakatapay ngayon mo yung daamin. What else? Yeah.
Some more part.
Yeah, read it to us.
Okay. Page 4 ba? Yung the Japanese soldiers hired them to accompany them in activities like manbagut. In addition, foraging wild plants in Buguias, young men were also hired by the foreigners to carry their pieces of luggage. The Buguias was then also loved by the imperial armies because of its hot spring bath.
Wow.
Yun.
Yeah. Asan yung hot springs ninyo? Parang malaki yan.
Hot spring sa central. Di ba sa central? And then, paano ba yun? Dati nga, adangan tiyan mo pa dyan manasok.
Yeah. Kaya tinawag siyang manasok.
At that time. Pero ngayon parang pamuno. Naawan ang dyan.
Shift of the siguro. Kasi there's a story, tama yan. May story rin na ganyan. I think in the Nueva Vizcaya, I think yung meron daw mountain of salt doon. Na-picturean pa yata. It was during the earthquake of 1990s. Saka siya nawala. So possible, yeah. There might be some hot springs here. Tapos nawala siya. Yeah, tama. So parang, I don't know, civilians are, okay, described by the civilians as very disciplined soldiers. Okay, because the uniforms are clean. Yeah, tama. So, yeah, that was the earlier part of war. Manbagu, for those who are listening, is a Kankanai word which means you are gonna go to the forest and gather wild mushrooms, edible mushroom, because of course we know that there are, and the natives of the Cordilleras are good at finding edible mushrooms, and they know kung ano yung hindi mo ulamin na mushroom. Yeah, kaya yeah, we're good at that. Of course, in our locality, dun sa ano namin. Yamashita Treasure. Ano yung parang ano mo dito? While writing this is parang epiphany mo or parang tumating sa'yo na yung mga reflections while writing the book.
Parang maraming pinagdaanan pala yung Buguias. Parang ganun sa akin. And then, kasi sa akin lang as Buguias, hometown. It's my hometown, yun lang. Pero at this time, marami palang pinagdaanan yung
Na hindi natin.
Oo.
And at the same time, hindi na ituro sa school.
Yeah. Kaya, hindi ko alam nga kung they are showing the anywhere, nowhere na day. Tamalagit ko elementary, pinabuya na kanyami. So nga, kas lang ay na-remember ko diya while doing this one.
Yeah.
So I rewatched it again.
Yeah.
I don't know kung pinapalabas pa ba yung ganon, di ba yung whole elementary, Agbuya tayo kasi dyan.
Hindi ko may... Yun nga rin eh, gusto mo namin gawin, pero speaking in behalf of... pero sa akin kasi ang views ko is, we have a very limited time. We cannot really do that. But then, I really advise people, especially yung mga Igorots, to watch that one. Parang, yun yung parang SDS Multimedia's gift to the generations and to the upcoming yung mga parating pa na henerasyon, because they catalog yung istorya ng mga veterans na nag-sacrifice for na adagayam ti we have local heroes
Yes.
na hindi natin alam, di ba? Na hindi natin alam na dyan sa Mankayan, sa Lipanto, that was the hardest part, na yan yung namatay doon. Maraming namatay doon na ijay pa ijay nag-ungot sa nidangwa ka na dyan, yan ang tutukan na tipaltog. may dramatization yun eh. And then to the part na hindi na kinaya ng mga Japanese, and they went to a cave and then they killed themselves. Yung mga ganon. And it's a story. Yun na yun, talagang inutok na ito yung higitip. Kailangan nga buyaan ti ubing na ito. You emailed me on that part. And thank you so much. Sabi ko nga, uy, may nabudol ako. So what I do with the podcast is, if I don't have a guest, awanti ka istorya, I try to find yung mga unheard history of Igorots, and that's why I really love reading yung mga writings ni William Henry Scott, because at least William Henry Scott will try to project that the Igorot culture is rich, that parang kasing dun sa natin, sa mga local historians natin, is parang the view is primitive primitive yung mga Igorot, ganyan. And I would like to project the different view, that na iba yung mga isa pa dito, yung iba yung taga-bundok, iba yung taga-lowlands. But then when you are going to trace history, lowlands and the highlanders have good relationship back in the day, pre-Hispanic time, na meron silang barter systems. Meron pang ang account of an Igorots na natutulog sa bahay ng isang raha, or I think raha sa Tondo, Maynila. So that shows yung closeness nila. And at the same time, during those days na krini-Christianize ng mga Spanish ang mga lowlanders, some of the lowlanders don't like the idea of being Christianized, kasi nga you are going to denounce everything you know. Even your writings, yung baybayin na writings natin, is that parang mawawala, because you will try to learn yung alphabet nila and their language, and then they destroyed everything that we have, even our local literatures na nakasulat sa kawayan, and woods destroyed. So anong ginawa ng mga ibang lowlanders na ito na ayaw nilang pa-Christianize? They went up. And then the highlanders accepted them with arms wide open. So parang ngayon maraming yung mga discriminatory words na sinasabi natin, taga-baba kayo. O yung mga taga-baba, taga-bundok yung mga yan. Hindi natin alam, baka yung ancestor pala ng taga-bundok na yun ay galing sa baba noong unang panahon. parang ganun eh. Yung so this sharing the cultures of people back then, pre-Hispanic time, yun yung mga gusto kong ipalabas. And I like to have, parang I want to offer a new view kung paano natin tingnan yung mga people in our history. Yeah. Doon na pumasok si paano yung i-pronounce pangalan? Si Mr. Galot, Juanario Galot. So, let me just hear your view muna about him before.
Yun nga, yung nakatatak sa akin first, di ba? Elementary. Yun yung parang traitor, the Igorot. Yun talaga. Yun. Kasi, yun nga, si Juanario Galot, sa akin, traitor. Tapos mga kaman, Igorot ka man, that part. But, yun nga, siguro, nawala di social media, internet, easier access, wider perspective. At yun nga, at that time, wala or at that time, hindi tayo in work.
Yeah.
Yung tayo dito. Hindi, baka walang concept pa na nag-war pala, may war pala doon. And then yun nga, barter trade, di ba? Yung ginagawa at that time. Kaya yun nga, parang napasubo kasi.
Well, kabaling niya kasi nga napasubo.
Napasubo.
Or, he's being helpful. Tama, di ba? He's being helpful. Very, kasi during the time, very common yung mga dayo na pumupunta dito is tumutulong sila in exchange of something, money or things like that. Pero ang gusto ko rin i-point out during that time is that we have to admit that our knowledge on nationalism para Philippines as a whole, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, wala pa sa atin noon. Amon tayong Igorot, ngayon ganun tayo. Okay, ang ating lugar is yung pasok tibantay nga din nga pagpagyanan tayo. Dahil ang tilugar tayo. That's what we are going to defend.
Yeah.
Di ba? So, to brand someone, parang it's a lazy historian's way of describing someone na parang dahil hindi niya tinulungan yung mga katipunero, parang iba yung tinulungan niya, traitor na siya. Mahilig tayo sa mga Pilipino, dramatization kami ngayon. Diba? And saan natin i-compare yung last stand of Gregorio del Pilar? We can compare it to the last stands of the 300s.
Yeah.
Diba? So, romanticizing that's history, naging kontrabida tuloy si Igorot. Uray ko man, ang naman naala pa tinagal.
Original name.
Yeah, and ano lang nangyari, parang kasanungay nagiyay na yung mga descendants of Galot.
Tapos yun nga, the other descendants changed their last name because of that.
Na parang hindi na tuloy sila proud na Galot yung apelyido nila. And I don't know, maybe that is doon din nung nabasa ko yung email mo, doon din parang nag-reflect ako on, because sometimes I don't know, doon din parang nag-reflect ako na kasi we look at history as just it's a story. And then, ganito ang nangyari noon, ganito ang nangyari ngayon, so huwag natin gagawin. And then, there is this part of history pala na we have to take a different view. Diba? Na parang tingnan natin, apay nga sa volleyball, no? Apay nga tanga kamanini in baganda, apay nga tanga, atagayan mo, hindi kasi nga, we have to change our perspective. That's why I like Ambeto Campo so much. mga books niya, binabasa ko, especially kasi meron siyang ganun na perspective eh. Meron siyang yung may bago siyang parang kumbaga in journalism may bago siyang angle eh. At tinitingnan. Kaya yun yung nakikita ko.
Yung looking back series talaga yung binasa ko.
Ano pa yung mga plans mo to write in the future? Parang, because you already started this, and for sure, ano pa yung mga other things that you are planning to write?
Yung parang pastoral theme. Siguro yung life in the garden, parang ganon. Yun yung parang focus ko na as in pastoral. Yung adang amin di banday katanga ko yung tibok ko. Tapos imbaga, da kami naman lang istong ng gardenero. Kunana. Pag-date, tas lagi ay. Parang farm ko na kami. Parang ang social no garden. Life in the garden. Kaya ito nga isulat.
Yung na dito sa atin mismo.
Yeah.
Parang, kasi pag garden ko naman ang may dagide white people tipang dumagay kat social na naman.
Garden ko naman.
So, life in the garden. Man bumangon ta sa SACPA. Yan. Which is, ano naman, may nabasa akong meme na ang farmer lang daw ang bumibili ng mga gagamitin niya sa garden in retail. Then, ilako niya dyan natum na in wholesale. Tapos katama naman dyan natum in retail. So, yun ang parang mga sacrifices of people here, garden na talagang hindi natin napapakinggan. Yeah. Actually, yes, there is, I think I heard this in a podcast also, or nabasa ko lang, na one writer in Manila, sabi niya na, I am encouraging all the writers sa probinsya. Kasi sawang-sawa na rin yung mga tao sa kababasa ng mga buhay Maynila. Why don't you write yung buhay natin sa probinsya? Which is actually true, di ba? Yeah. Ang problema nga lang is, and I think this is, hindi lang ito responsibility ng teacher, responsibility na nating lahat, to bring back the love of reading.
Physical
book. Right. Physical book. Love of reading physical book. And I must admit, when I was young, talagang bookish din ako.
Yeah.
I was grade 6 when natapos ko yung The Legend of the Excalibur Sword, yung King Arthur Merlin. Makapal yun. Pupunta ako ng library, talagang ganun. No college, meron pa. Kaya natapos ko yung The Firm, natapos ko yung Uncle Tom's Cabin, natapos The Three Musketeers ni Dumas, The Man in the Iron Mask, tapos ko pa rin yun. Pero nung working na, wala na. And though meron tayong tinatawag na audiobook, which is, nakakonect na yun yung next na question ko mamaya. Audiobook. And then, yun yung parang while commuting traffic La Trinidad to dito, makikinig ka ng audiobook. Hindi kasi, wala kang time magbasa. Pero until such time, nag-iba na yung paborito kong libro. Facebook na. Book. Di ba? Ayan. Hindi ko nga inamalayan kung paano nawala. Parang, I don't know, but then, I would say, social media has a big effect.
Yeah.
Yun ang, I don't know, yun din yung gusto kong ibalik, the love for reading physical book.
So, kasi siyak lang, tiyang bas-basa. Kakabsat po, ipilit ko, the younger siblings ko. Akwan talaga. Kaya yung books ko lang, nagbabasa ng mga parang binibili kong books.
Talagang, ano kayang parang magandang paraan, to bring back? Wala. Pero I think it starts at home, di ba?
Yeah.
If they see their parents reading books. Ngayon lang din, medyo unti-unting na ibabalik yan. Nung prinamis ko sa sarili ko na at least, if I wanna finish this book, I will read 5 pages.
Every day.
Yeah, before I will sleep. Naipalpas ko mo dyan isang libro. So, yun, the latest on, I forgot the title, sorry, Andres Bonifacio, Ampeto Campus book.
Andres Bones ba di?
Yeah, Bones of Contention. Yeah.
So, looking back pa lang, nalagyan ko dyan.
Yeah, the Bones of Contention, yun yung contention. Is it? Oh, nagkamali. I'm sorry. Pag nagkamali ako dito, sorry. Bones of Contention, I think. Yun eh. Basta Ampeto Campus book about the bones of Bonifacio, that they're claiming that there are bones like this and like that, and then parang hindi yata yun yung talagang bones ni Bonifacio, things like that. And then the accounts of Oriang, what happened to her, that one. Yun yung, and I finished that one by doing 5 pages every night. Kasi nga yung time, and at the same time, pagdating mo ng bahay, pagod ka na, wala. But then parang I saw the effect eh. Kung nakikita kang nagbabasa ng anak mo, eh, ala naman ba dyan, libro ure, baliktad na ikot, I'm reading. Yeah, tama, I think that's the thing that we need to bring back. The love of reading physical book.
So, syakot ka, I always try to bring book. Yung ada pa na. Da instead nga ag cellphone ko dirty ulit kasi ko nga. So agad-gata na kit lang ti books to distract myself. Jay cellphone.
Yeah.
No. Iwas ako dai jay matakas ka jay ali.
Just ebook din yan.
Let's wait for yeah.
Pero nawala yung biglang.
Kaya wala na. Cellphone na lang. And it takes talagang yung will. Yeah, the will. Dapat nandun talaga yung will to do it. And, ayan, yun nga yung mahirap. How difficult is it to publish a book? Can you take me to the experience of publishing this one?
So, parang October 2024, kami nag-seminar. And this, kailangan ni ada ti result. Kaya, ag-submit kami ti title at lang ay as a group kami nga nagtitinulong na title check yung man dito no kilang nga dito nga title di result na from October hanggang na editing jay sino kasapulan ti idea titulong kas jay
as a group kayo dito
as na jay seminar ni Ma'am JZ Tanawe and then seminar niya, tapos ito yung result. Kaya 12 was published.
Kayo yung may book signing dito back then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
May. May.
Hindi ako nakapunta, pero nakita ko may kasama kaming teacher because nagturo ko sa Mankayan District for 16 hanggang 21 yata. Si Ma'am Eden Dalog.
Bueno. Ay, pag-aman na agad. Ano Ma'am Eden?
Yeah.
Yung comment lang dito kat, question lang ta na gastusan ko, ada ba maang basa?
Right. So talagang gagastusan natin. Gagastusan din natin. And ano yung parang babayaran natin?
Kasi nila yung Empower Life Publications. So yung babayaran mo, yung kaya nga ko jay copyright ISBN balin nga sika yung masikaso kasi dati bayadan naman lang. Ano yung dati mangilakad jay ISBN?
Ano yung ISBN para sa mga nagkaka-interest and ano yung ISBN?
Dati nga
So parang pag na-register yung may ISBN siya, parang anong ibig sabihin yun? Publish na siya na curated or na yung lahat ng information is vetted, parang yun ba yun?
Tapos dahito yung namin ngayon, ada ISBN na you pass it to the national book. NBDB, kung na ba?
Oo.
Okay, mabalin, mainayon ijay NBDB. Iso nga, nag-submit kami 2 copies.
Ijay national. And then, pag pinublish mo ito, na-publish siya through Empower Life Publications. And pag na-publish na ito, parang ilan yung ilalabas na book na ilang copies yung
depende nga kanyang jay amount. Ano nga larger amount kasi lang nagad lesser amount.
So parang may package siya.
Oo.
I see. Ganun palang pag-publish.
Tapos comment lang piman in ni Ma'am JC mat lang dito Empower Life. So in-introduce na. So nagpa-seminar iso na. Tapos in-introduce na mat lang jay mabalin nga arami din jay publication na. So it's up to you no jay Kanyada or outside.
So hindi ka naman pinipili.
Oo. You choose.
You choose. All in all, parang give us parang ballpark ng magagasto ng isang author to publish a book.
This podcast is sponsored by Monoflore's Egg Poultry. So Monoflore's Egg Poultry sells fresh eggs, and they are available in the locality of Mankayan.
course, you can check them out by checking their Facebook page, Monoflora's Egg Poultry. Check them out right now.
Yung ano,
Parang around how much? Hanot na pa ni 1 million?
yung no shock na nakuha ko, it ko 25.
Oh,
Okay. Kasi including yung, this one, illustration, and then the, ano pa di ako, i-complete, and then the editing, ada ag-edit.
Ada di provider lang.
And then the artist, and then the kinds of paper, ganon.
So, nandun talaga. Ayun, ganun pala. If mga tao na interested na magsulat, Empower Life Publications. And those who are interested to read this one, yeah, it is a very insightful book. Talking about, yun nga, yung mga buto that was taken. How sure are we that those are Japanese and not really, or not yung mga ancestors natin. Yun yung mga nakakatakot na isipin na.
Tapos yung wala mo nga yung gano'n, itatakot na kabox lang, kasay, or na itapon
Kung
lang.
ay naitapon na, parang o ginawang decoration. And of course, meron damot di ko nanti taga kankalain nga. Wadamot din abit na di. Ayan, those are the things. Yan, yung laman ng Polannos. Take them back home and please bring them back home. Do you have, meron ba ditong package nito na you take it or yung format niya at magiging ebook siya or magiging audiobook? Meron bang gano'n naman?
Ako ngayon dati parang registration. Bakit lang i-ebook mo? Nung siya, ko kwatay lang ti ebook. Kasi,
Let's hit all kinds of marketing.
yeah.
Kunada.
Hindi lang. Sayang ko nga ipitak kami sa so ko pa anak na nakabayad for ebook. Mabalin nga dati ebook.
Mabalin nga dati ebook. And kasali na din yung audio.
Wala pa.
Audio. Kasi maganda rin yun eh. Those mga nasa Spotify is either podcast or audiobook, mga ganon. And then, yung gagawin nating playlist. Biglang tumada timang dumdumog. Sino dito? And maganda na, ikaw din na author yung magbasa. Mag-narrate para mas magandang pakinggan. Yan. Parang ano yung parang realizations mo after writing this book, after publishing this book? Ano yung parang realizations mo about you when you've done this?
Discipline. Kasi no matter how much you like to write, no hang ka nga agrugi, hang ka ag-draft, no hang ka nga everyday nga kasla ag-susurat, maawan talaga. So, inspiration mo, I know, kasla inspired lang kami, in a moment lang din.
Yes, tama.
In a moment lang din. So, you have to do it every day. So, kasla, itatry nga ag-surat, no hang nga ag-surat, ang basa at creative. Isla,
Were there times na, gusto?
Tapat panunutok mo lang nga, ada pa ang basa? Hindi talaga. Di kasamang hold ka niya. Yung gasto sakpa dito, ipakwa dito. Ada pa mang basa? Hindi ay.
Which is parang parang maling thinking pala na ganon, dapat, sige, kindi. Actually, I was thinking na, pag, we, for sure na, yun nga, because of the generations that we have now, but then, the job is there na the product is there. Malay mo, in the future, diba? In the future, not now, but in the future. Which is actually, parang i-relate ko lang dun sa, this thing that I'm doing. Ano ba? Actually, that one, I started this in 2015. I dabag that one, and at the same time, nung na-transfer ako sa Mankayan, parang nakita ko yung mga ibang mas matatalino pa sa akin. Pero mas reserved na sila. And parang, bakit ako yung lumalabas na ang bobo kong tao, tapos ako yung makapalang mukha na nagsasalita dito? Parang, dapat yung mga ito yung nagsasalita. That stopped me. And yung isa rin yung adabag. Yan. And then, nung 2021, I am doing some episodes pero parang cringe. And then, nung 2021, yung nag-decide na ako na, dati Serbina, sige kiti, go. And I saw how it grew. So, meron. So, and at the same time, yung parang napalitan na yung purpose ko na, if there's one person who listened to this and it changed his perspective or it enticed them to think, and I achieved my objective, because my objective here is to entice them to think or to change perspective or to create an opinion, maybe refute my opinion, refute my guest's opinion, or being inspired by my guest. Yeah. I've done my job. This was pushing me, which is actually the same with the book.
Yeah, tapos kasla nakaka-proud, parang ganun lang.
Right.
Kasi hindi na ki-attend kami dyan Manila International Book Fair. September. Di na-curious ako talaga. So nga, ada ba Cordilleran Books? Meron bang Cordilleran Books na binibenta? Yun yung pinuntahan ko sa isang stall kasi parang nakita ko na hindi kaslangay study J shop dati na panak. Tapos, meron. Tapos, tinakita ka din nga book nga yung kadakat ni Tour Sagot.
Yeah.
When, so, nakaka-proud pala. Parang ganun.
Meron masunod na ito.
Lumapang ka place, tapos ang damag ka dati, Cordilleran Books, Jai. Ay, wow.
Yeah. So, Igorot volume 6.
Hindi. Ang ko palang nagatang.
He's the very first author na I had in this podcast. Yeah.
So, in-search ko. Tapos, nakita ko yung interview pa niya na.
Yeah. Yun. Na din na parang he came to some din, may mga basher siya. But then, continue niya and meron na siyang pasunod na book na upcoming din. So, abangan. And kasama ka na actually. Kasama na kayo. And abangan din. We are waiting for the yun nga lang, sabi ko nga is paano ba? Dapat sabihin natin kay empower na at the same time magbigay ng tig-isang sa mga schools. Di ba? Parang pero yeah, for those sa ating mga kaibigan, kailian sina Buguias, read this book. Ano yung parang advice natin sa mga nag-a-aspire to become an author? Or to become a writer, mga bata natin, kabataan natin?
Be interested with other people. Yun talaga Kasi, and be interested ka talaga. Kasi because if you're interested, malamang na ganun isurat mo kasi and then haan lang already inspiration kasi it takes discipline na inspired kang apagbit lang kasi
sa'yo ko narinig yan, which I heard that one pero sa international speaker. Sa'yo ko narinig yan na talagang and then yung sabi mo parang na-practice mo rin kasi yung inspired ka 1 hour lang din. Awanan.
Ahan ko pa lang maar-aramid matitingin. I'm trying.
Yeah. So talaga you have to force yourself.
Yeah. So nga helpful mat lang di ba? Diary, journal, ano lang makasulat.
Right.
Tapos ipa-practice ko talaga nga handwrite. I-handwrite.
Bakit handwrite?
It retains memory. Bakas mas ma-train siguro. Ma-train jay Common, relate ng basta DIT ko nga, 300 ko muna.
One month, apay na siya kidi. Medyo pa social tayo ng ano, di ba?
Well.
16, yung mga ganun. So, nag-ala akong ano yun, di ba sa cellphone or sa tablet? Google Notes yata. And then you type there. Parang pag may poems akong gustong gawin, tinatype ko doon. The poem popped out like 2014 ko na sinulat. Nag-pop out sa memory ko sa Facebook. Hindi ko maalala na isinulat ko. Pero kapag yung hinandwrite mo, adamay, parang meron kayong connection. That is for me only.
So kasalanan siya palang so active date kasi specific. And then ag-alala ko lang yung agbasa active books ko to. Kung di ba, picture lang ko majay kayat mo post kasi 100 kung ako kopya kasi ang pamuti ng buya ng DI dati reason nga ng buya nga may 100 kasi jay so ada notebook ko kanang nakastoy.
So you carry that wherever you go?
Yeah.
Wow.
Tanong ada di mapasok na. No, picture lang kami. Ada lang in gallery
At the same time, okay nga malagi actually. That is, noong una parang ay ignore it. Alo lang, itatype mo nga, road ko na. But then, di habang bumaybayag, doon na ako kaya sa yung mga ganito ko, yung ginagawa ko question, nakalagbook yan. Medyo malaki na yung logbook, kaya ganito na. Ganito na lang yung Though hindi talaga ako magsusulat ng parang mga rundowns lang. Pag-uusapan, yung mga ganun. And sometimes, hanmoy nga kasatulan na yung buklatan yung notebook, but then it's here. Yeah.
Malagit mo pa yung lower part ba di?
So, handwrite. Meron lang akong problema ngayon. Tingin yung mga handwrite ng mga kabataan ngayon. Hindi ko alam kung nakita ko sa mga kapatid mo.
Tapos, di man, handang cursive.
Yeah.
Handang nga mo cursive.
Handang mga cursive. Magko-cursive sila, nalablabas pa yung surat ni Doktor. So,
lang, mahal mo maawatan surat mo.
But then writing it helps. Yeah, writing your ideas helps. And halimbawa, gusto nilang mag-publish. Sino yung i-approach nila? Oo, ng mga books nila. Empower. Paano nyo na Paano nyo sila nakilala?
Through sa book niya. Through sa book niya kasi doon nga, pumunta ako sa book end. And then I asked my local authors. May local authors ba? And then yung book ni Ma'am JC Tanawi yung binigay.
Oh, ano yung book?
Nakalimutan ko. Pero marami na kasi nasulat Basta alam kong Confession of an Introvert. Yata.
Oh,
yung binili ko. Tapos, kagaya nito, may siya yung connected me, gano'n.
So you're connected with her.
With her. Yung paano, as in, hindi ko alam kung paano I know what I'm going to write, but I don't know how. Kaya ni-reach out ko na magsulat.
How to start it.
Yeah, gano'n. Then nag-reply naman siya. And then, kinalo ko, may seminar dito siya sa Abatan. Kaya, in-attendan ko.
Well, fiction. Do you have plans to write fiction also?
Meron, pero yung kasi yung parang first time na tinutukan ko na fiction. Pero hindi pa. Hindi pa. Tapos na, but I want siguro other person na magbabasa, other perspective. Gusto mong basahin.
Sure.
Kasi yun yung sinadmit ko for the Cordillera Creative Writing Workshop. First time kong magsulat ng fiction na gano'n. With a specific na number of words, parang gano'n.
Ay, yun na yung talagang magbibilang ka lang.
Yeah. Yun yung sulat ko. Pero hindi ko pa alam kung medyo mabuti nga kami.
Meron pa rin. Nakapublish ka na. Natatakot ka pa rin.
Kasi it includes kasi yung mga taboo, parang gano'n.
Ah, yeah. But then, it's a story. It's a fiction story. So,
Hindi.
no. Ano ba yung mga tapos dito?
Yung kasi, part of it kasi ng fiction na sinulat ko, yung tumok during that part.
It happened. It
Well,
happened. You know, yeah, marami namang marami namang tumok na ang resulta is till death did them part.
yeah, it's other part, maganda, di ba?
Right.
Pero how about the other ones? Yung as in yung bata, yung babae.
Right.
Ano na yung maganda until parang mag-is.
Right. Tama.
That one, yeah.
Which is, parang yun lang nangyari sa grandmother na. Pasalamat na lang kami.
The grandparents ko mo, tumok. It's nice. Mayat, ay nung tida dumang kayang na kasla issue dyan. Siguro, hanpay lang nga amunti tao dyan mentally. Dyan kas lang ngay, di ba, dati kasla dyan problema ti babae. Baka asawa solusyon na sa akin, ganun.
I said. But then it happened. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we're waiting for that.
Asang basaan na lang.
We are waiting for that. We're gonna wait for that na ma-publish. Say na rin.
Yes, nasulat na ko ang mga siguro kasapulan ti other perspective.
Other perspective.
Pa.
Yeah, we'll try to, may Roman manuscript ka, babasahin namin.
Ay, ko na alajay copy nga in print ko man eh.
Wow. So yeah, thank you so much for this. I finally met you. And thank you so much for agreeing to come in this podcast, though it was so abrupt. Yeah. And I hope we'll be having another good conversations in the future. Pag nakabisita ulit ako dito, yeah, I'll be with you. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ma'am Sheryl, everybody.
El Maestro Speaks.
El Maestro Speaks
El Maestro Speaks.
Podcast.